Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today, I have a correlated Counter-Strike bet for Wednesday. This is going to be May 22nd. I have returned from my trip from Vegas. Was a very, very good time. It was for my friend's birthday. We ended up getting like a penthouse suite up in one of these hotels and went to like 3 different nightclubs. But awesome time, a lot of drinking, and finally kind of returning from that hangover that I had. And yeah, just finally hit the sauna. Been drinking a ton of fluids and just getting a ton of rest. But now I should be back. My next trip, I'm going to Europe, but that's going to be a month from now. So this first half of my life has just been, or this first half of 2024, I have taken so many trips. Like I'm going to have 0 vacation days from work after this. I've just been super busy with a bunch of different events and stuff that I've been attending. But like I said, should be back now for at least a good month before I leave for Europe. That's going to be June 22nd or June 21st. So I'll be here for a month. But first of all, I want to go over the slip that we ended up hitting right before I left. So this is the slip that I gave out on for Thursday night. And I ended up going to Vegas early Friday. So I had to wake up at like 5 in the morning. Gave that play out to y'all at like 10 p.m., I think. So this is going to be the play that I gave out. Really loved the League of Legends play with Faker and the bot laner. So he ended up getting 12 kills, and we got 16 kills out of the ADC. So this was a good play that I really liked. I ended up doubling down on the play because I thought both of these guys' lines were very low. And this game went this series went exactly how we thought, to where it was like very back and forth. G2 is a very good team. I think they ended up going best of 5 or all the way to 5 games, which are 5 maps, I guess, however you want to look at it. So it is exactly what we're looking for, right? So I had T1 winning this series, but I thought it was going to be very competitive. And if it's very competitive, then these guys are going to be likely hit their kill totals, right? They're going to snowball the game. Faker ended up getting pretty much 4 kills a game. 80 carry ended up getting 5 kills a game. So really good out of that. And then the play over here as well. We had the less, right? So we had Nertz going under his kills and Safi going under 10. He ended up, hitting the exact 10 mark. If he went 9 or less, this play would have went for $500, but instead went for $250. And then Zello, we wanted his more at 29, ended up hitting at 30. And I believe his line at underdog was at like 30 and a half. So I talk about this all the time to where we want to get these mini victories, right? We want to get the correlation, but we also want to compare it to different books. Like there's parlay play out there, there's underdog out there. We want to look at all these other books and get the best line. And Prizepicks was giving us the best line at 29. And if you hit his line at maybe a different book, you may not hit it. Even if it was 30, you would have, hedged it out at 30 rather than hitting it at 29. So I talk about it all the time. And I do also want to remind y'all that since starting this channel, I am up $1,500, and I started this channel about 2.5 months ago. And so what is that, like $700 or $600 basically a month is what we've been winning from these correlated bets. And even early on in the channel, I remember I was doing a lot of NHL correlated betting, and I don't think that was doing too hot. So I started kind of transitioning, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better since switching to more of like the esports bets and stuff like that. So ended up getting a 5x play, right? $250 on this play. And then here's the other play that we ended up winning as well. This was, I think, the extra play that I gave out on the Wednesday night YouTube video. So pretty much 2 back-to-back victories here. Once again, we doubled down on Faker. Look at it. His kill total was at 10, and we had 11 here. This was a while ago, right? This was before I made this play, and they moved it to 10.5. And 11. So it wasn't giant. Okay, sorry, but they did move it 0.5 kills, right? And you know what? I think someone made a comment that they moved his line up to 11, I believe, maybe before the game started. So once again, we want to get these mini victories, right? 10 and 11 could be a huge difference in a game like League of Legends, right? I think that's someone made a comment in the YouTube, but yeah. So once again, we want to be on the right side, and so we had Faker at 10, and then by the time the game started, he was maybe at 11. 11, right? So we want those small victories there. And also we had the correlated Counter-Strike bet here. Ended up losing on this, but we hit Reggie Jackson. I knew Reggie Jackson wasn't going to get a lot of minutes there. The Nuggets ended up losing that series, and they only got 70 points. I think that was actually going to be game 6 for that game, but we ended up hitting that as well. So this is going to be a 2x. We had $50 to win, $100. So we 2x'd our money on that. So here's our Real Friends community. What this is 2 years ago, me and Miles started Real Friends in Football. We wanted that channel to be a gambling channel. We want to talk a lot about gambling week to week. We want to talk what teams we liked. We want to talk about player props. We want to talk about stuff like that. So we made it into this like podcast, right? And if you can see our community, we pretty much had we wanted all of these YouTube channels to be one. And we decided that once we started learning a lot more about YouTube, that was not the best way to go, because a lot of our fans on Real Friends in Football are actually, maybe younger or older crowd that aren't into gambling. I feel like gambling, a lot of the people are maybe like 25 to like that 50 range. That's kind of what people are really into when you're around that age, right? And we have all ages on that channel. So we have ages all the way down to like 10 years old probably that are watching that channel. So we ended up starting a new channel, RFF Picks. Like I said, we started this like 2.5 months ago, maybe 3 months, not too sure. But yeah, 2.5, 3 months, whatever it was. Started that channel. Sorry, I just got a email on Outlook. That is my biggest fear. But anyways, not really at this time of night. But so yeah, we started that channel, or this channel, sorry, 1,500 subscribers. And if you can see below, that is a screenshot of my Action Network. So I've been gambling about 13, 12 years of my life. Like right when I started college, I started gambling. And ever since then, I've been kind of like a public gambler, I guess, kind of more of like for fun gambler. And over the past 3 years, I started working from home. My job, when COVID, I started working from home, all that good stuff. So I started researching. I started doing a lot of YouTube. I started, finding out on Twitter, other cappers and what to learn about. And I started learning a lot about villain gambling is what I like to do. So I like to fade the public a lot of the times whenever there's a huge game and all these guys are betting on this certain team because they're the cool team to bet on. I'm usually betting on the other team, right? So Caitlin Clark, she was a prime example for Iowa. A lot of people like to bet on Iowa. Caitlin Clark's a very fun WNBA player. I would always bet on the other team, right? It's the villain thing to do. So I always call it the villain gambling. And then another thing I do is EV betting, and then correlated betting, right? So up 500 units, 7% ROI over this past, over 7,000 bets. These are mostly going to be the solo bets. But like I said, since starting this channel, I am up $1,500. So big W right there. And then this is our Winnable. And once again, I want to kind of chime in on that because I feel there might be some people that may have not won money following this channel. But what I want to tell y'all is to kind of stay consistent. We don't really know. We're giving our best bets on every single day, right? We're gonna try our best. We're gonna trust the math. We're gonna put bets out there, but we don't really know which ones are gonna cash, right? So that's kind of why I'm trying to switch a little bit to the 5-man plays rather than the 6-man, because those 6-man plays can be very, very difficult, and you could tail me for 2.5 weeks straight and not hit, and then randomly we're gonna hit a 25x bet, right? So I'm trying to stick it to more of those 5-man plays, but we'll see. We'll see what I want to do. But yeah, I want to have a little bit more victories out for y'all, but I also want to have them as those 5 or 6-man flex plays. So here's our Winnable. What this is a platform. It's an easy way to get bets via phone, right? So you could get either via text or via email. And so if you sign up for a free plan, basically what I do is I post a link to the Prizepicks. So right when I make the bet, I post it on Winnable, and it'll give you the link. Hit the link, you can tail the play immediately, right? And for MVP plan, that's going to be $150 a month or $50 a week. And like I said, we've won pretty much probably $600 over the past couple months, so per month. And so that's kind of what the basis of that pricing is. And the MVP plan is going to be every single one of our bets, right? Every play that I make, I'm going to put on the MVP plan. Anything from YouTube or anything Taco Tuesday or promos that Prize Prizepicks give out. We're going to go on a free plan. And then come football season as well, I might be making even like more solo bets, stuff like that. I'll be posting everything that I really like on the MVP plan. If you want to sign up for a free month on that, just type in code RFF. Type in code RFF at the checkout. Get a $150 for free. You can sign up for free for 1 month. And if you type in summer 30, I believe you should get the month for only $100 a month instead. So finally, here is going to be the play. I don't know why, but I feel like this looks a lot prettier than it normally does. I don't know if my snipping tool is working a little bit better, or maybe because it's a 5-man and not a 6-man. Not too sure. But anyways, so what we're doing here is, once again, we're doing a correlated Counter-Strike play, right? So we have Endpoint going against Permita. We have these two guys going against each other. And then we have Brute Monster going against Xfloud, right? So what we're hoping for here is a very competitive back and forth game between these two maps, right? The way Counter-Strike works is these guys go best of 13 rounds, right? So 13 rounds could be, it could be 13 to 10, it could be 13 to 11, 13 to 9. And if that happens, if they go back and forth, then the more chances that these guys are going to be on the battlefield getting kills together or against each other, right? So you can think of the inverse situation of that, to where these games are end very quickly, to where it's like 13 to 2 or 13 to 3 or something like that, and to where they're only playing 15 rounds. And if that happens, no matter who wins the game, they're not going to be getting a lot of kills because the game's over. I always talk about like tennis, right? Think of like a best of 5 or best of 5 sets, right? So best of 3, whoever wins 3 sets wins the match, right? But that means that a set, or these sets, can be completed 3-0. If we got a very talented tennis player going against a very newcomer tennis player, they could complete the game within 3 sets, right? So we're wanting kind of the opposite, to where we're wanting these delayed, drawn out games in Counter-Strike. And then if that happens, they'll be going back and forth consistently against each other, and they have more opportunities to hit these kill totals. So that's kind of how we come up with that. So once again, we have 1, 2, and then I have added PJ Washington on here, 5.5 rebounds. So I am from Dallas, or live in Dallas, not from Dallas, but I have been living here for 8 years. So very excited for the Mavs. It's an awesome moment for our city. The Mavs and the Stars are both in the playoffs, in the Final Four, basically for the respective sports, right? And PJ Washington has been getting an incredible amount of minutes. And I think I went back and looked, and over the past maybe 6 games, I think he's hit this total in 5 of 6. I think even the one that he didn't hit, he only had 5 rebounds, right? So he was only 1 away from hitting 6 rebounds. So I really like this play for him, right? PJ Washington's one of these guys that they're going to value his defense a lot. He's going to be on the court for a lot of the game, and they're going to want him. Once again, we're talking about a guy who it's favorable in this matchup, to where he's going to be lined up against a lot of these Timberwolves players, and he's going to be getting 30-35 minutes. And if he's on the court a lot, he's going to be able to hit a lot of these, or get a lot of these rebounds, right? So it kind of goes hand in hand with what he's been doing in the last series against the Clippers, where he hit his rebound total 5 of the last 6 games. So you can go back and check. I didn't end up putting the stats on there, but there were a lot, he was hitting a lot of rebounds. I could see this line going up to 6 by the morning potentially. So that is going to be the play. $50 to win $500. We have 1 bet here, correlated bet, and then PJ Washington's going to be the separate one. I know a lot of you out there might want like a 2-man play. You can do that. You can go 2-man, and then, I don't know, leave PJ Washington out. Who knows? But we're doing a pretty 5-man flex. I do like the 5-man flexes a lot, because if you hit 3, you still get your money back, kind of. If you get 4, you get 2x, and then the 5-man flex gets 10x of your money, right? So 50 to win 500. Best of luck to y'all out there. I'm very glad to be back, trying to get back into kind of routine. I'm trying to lose like 10 pounds going into Europe, because I know I'm going to be drinking a lot. I'm going to be in Germany and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll just kind of be at home most of the time, kind of doing some research, doing all these plays, and then posting it on the Winnable, all that kind of stuff. So trying to get, like I said, get back into routine, get into a good groove, because the last couple days I've just been sleeping a lot. So good luck, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.